So starting the test drive in the e-tron here, one thing I did forget to mention was the settings. So all of that is there, and then you can just go into the general settings here. You can't do it while you're driving, but you can change your units and things of that nature, language. Well, the language is right there, but your units of measurement and all that can be changed in there. But overall, love the presence this vehicle has, I think. It's just so futuristic, even in the inside here, just driving it. I love how everything works. And the pull is fantastic. Now, one thing I still have not been able to figure out is the regenerative braking system here. I don't know, somebody told me, I think in the comments, and I still do not know how to do it, but I cannot get the regen to stay maxed out. But of course, with it being an EV, especially an Audi, it's extremely quick. And the ride quality is actually spectacular. It's very nice. And I believe when that yellow indicator comes up, it's kind of lane centering. And then you just kind of have to keep your hand on it. So it's nice to have that. Not 100% sure though, it's weird. Because it feels like it's not driving straight now, but I guess the lane centering is on now, and then that indicator comes up when it wants you to keep your hands on the steering wheel. But again, ride quality is fantastic. Road noise is pretty minimal. And the same thing with the wind noise. Of course, you're not hearing the engine or anything because there isn't one, but yeah, just a very good driving vehicle. And it does help having that when you start braking and then you use the paddle shift. It's nice to have that, but I kind of just want a one pedal drive feel. So I have the e-tron in efficiency mode now, and that just, you have to put your foot into the pedal to get it to go, basically. But you still have a bit of power when you need it. It's just not the same feel as that dynamic mode. Yeah, you don't get that full power that you get there either. It's responsive, but you're not getting those full horses like in dynamic, which is fantastic. Just love that drive mode. And then something interesting that I found is in the efficiency mode, it automatically put my AC into the eco mode. So that's interesting. I didn't even know the AC had an eco mode. So you have that, and I feel it not working as much as the regular AC, but still, I'm not getting hot in here. So I like that a bit. And then let's go ahead and put it into the comfort mode. So in comfort mode, you still have pretty good pull. It's not as touchy. It's not as much of a sport mode as dynamic, but it's a good solid drive mode. And of course, that's mostly just meant for you to be comfortable in terms of accelerating and then decelerating, all of that. But in terms of competition, there's really not much out there. I think you could compare it to a Mach-E and Ioniq 5. You can compare it to pretty much any EV you want to, but this just is on its own level with the luxury, the feel, the drive. It feels like an Audi EV, and not a lot of other luxury brands have a full-on EV. I don't think Lexus has anything that compares yet. Mercedes, you could compare I guess the EQE SUV, but this just, it rides like an Iron Man car. That's kind of how it rides. And even the EQE SUV, I feel like, is not as smooth as this e-tron is. Now on this side road here, I am starting to feel as I hit bumps, the vehicle does bounce, but you do have that adjustable suspension. And I think in the EQE SUV, that might be an option. I know in the EQE sedan, you get that aromatic suspension. I feel like the aromatic suspension in the EQE SUV, excuse me, might make that a competitor with this in terms of the ride quality. But in terms of the looks, I just feel like the e-tron still got it going on. It's one of the first ones to come out, just as an EV in general, let alone an EV SUV, and it still is one of the best looking ones out there, like I said earlier. And it has the acceleration to match. Handling's pretty solid. And especially having a vehicle like this that can go off-road, you don't see that a lot in the EV space either. But we'll give it one good pull after we get from behind this truck. It's just so quick. So quick. So again, a pretty impressive vehicle, just overall. Highly recommended, honestly. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2022 Audi e-tron.